Hawaii is a huge part of my background that I'll always be proud to share. It's no secret. I mean, just take a look at the theme throughout my channel. So, why did I move? I wanted to give a quick disclaimer before I give the whole explanation, since obviously this is a script. I kind of have it all organized and written down. I just wanted to give one quick disclaimer before I start, though. Our family made the decision all together. This wasn't something any of us were forced to do. It was a plan that we had for years. Me and my brother Maki grew up in the town of Wahiawa, a cozy little house hidden in the corner of a comfortable neighborhood. We didn't have much, but at the time it was all we needed. In the years that we grew up, the economy was bad, but it wasn't unbearable. So what was the issue? There were issues, alright. I know the majority of my viewers are those who've never really visited the islands, so I wanted to explain this in a way that it could make sense to everyone. So, like I said, I am going to be using a script here. I do sound a little more somber and a little like kind of presentation-esque, but this is a topic I really wanted to talk about for the longest time ever since I moved here. It's a topic that means a lot to me, and I feel like it's something that a lot of people should know, not just about me, but about like the whole topic as a whole, living in Hawaii and all of those kinds of things. So this isn't in any specific order, but I'll just go ahead and start from the top. So the first topic I want to talk about is isolation, or the lack of things to do. A big issue the islands don't seem to address often is the isolation it brings in the daily life. While it has its own community and charm and culture, if you don't find your space, it can seem very isolated from the rest of the world. And with that, you'd start to realize the real lack of things to do. I mean, there's only so much to do on an island as small as Oahu, which includes job opportunities and daily life. If you can't get a job that pays well, all you could do is just stay afloat, if that. Most people on the island have multiple jobs just to stay in a small apartment, where all they could really do was stay alive. As you all already know, I'm getting to the age where what I decide to do in life could determine what path the rest of my life could look like. I dreaded the thought of being miserable working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. It was a path I didn't even want to consider. And it's something that people do cover, I think, living in the islands, but it's not something that people make a priority to change. It's something that you know would happen to basically anybody on the island if you're not well off, like super duper well off, I mean. Like, we are well off as a family. But to live like luxuriously or like really good on the islands means you have to be like really well off. And that's if you really enjoy staying within the limits of an island as well, which is something I'm going to be talking about. Continuing on, I have a whole lot to cover, and then I'll kind of give my real raw thoughts right here, but all of this is kind of something I've been brewing up. Actually, I started writing this when I was visiting, and that's something I'll also talk about towards the end as well. So, the next topic is going to be overpopulation and tourism. This one is a huge one. If you've ever lived in Hawaii, or even just visited for a pretty long period of time, you've definitely heard about or seen just how overpopulated the islands can be, especially Oahu. There are a lot of points as to why the island needs tourists, and counter-arguments as to why they're harmful. No matter what side locals leaned on, the government only desired profit. Heck, they'd let the island sink if it meant they could gain one more dollar in their pocket. And unfortunately, I think that's where it's heading. Quick second, I really hope there's no background noises. My dog is running it just back and forth between the hallways. I don't know if I can tune out the audio. My microphone's good, but it's not great, so I'm not going to complain about it, but sorry if you guys hear it. The once beautiful land and culture has been evidently destroyed, and while I do believe there's still some of it left, there's just not much of it to convince me to stay. I'm so very thankful to have grown up there, to meet the people I did, and have the experiences I couldn't have anywhere else. I will always be proud to call the islands of Hawaii my home, and maybe one day, God willing, I'd raise my kids on one of them. But even if I were to go back, I'm thankful I came here. A big part of life is to see the world and fall in love with its differences. I can only pray the islands can go back to the way they used to be when I grew up, but right now it only seems like it's getting worse. And I'm tired of living my life full of people who treated our home like a tourist attraction and romanticized its idea of paradise. I wish I could add on to that, because what I wrote there was just perfect. I haven't really thought about it growing up, about just the issue of tourism, until I really grew up and started to really open my eyes. Do not get me wrong, people. We're not saying we don't want you to visit, but the rate that it's at, well, I can't say this now because I'm not a resident there anymore, but at the time, it wasn't that we hated, well, most of us didn't hate tourists. We just didn't like the fact that they treated everything like an attraction, right? It's not huge. The island's not big. I mean, it's, well, where I lived, Oahu was a pretty small island, and there wasn't much to really do. So, you know, once that starts to kind of become a huge attraction, a tourist attraction, you kind of begin to lose that last bit of culture you had left. I still don't think I'd want to live there even if they died down on it, because of just the limitations on what you can do. It's a beautiful place to be, to grow up and to move away from. That's just my personal stance. I know that a lot of people love living there, and I could never judge them for that. But just where it's at with the tourists is one of my biggest reasons I decided to move. It less of a culture and more of just someone's tourist attraction, right? So someone's trip, you know, it kind of sucked. No, it really sucked, actually. I'm just gonna be for real. Everything in moderation is good, and there was no such thing as moderation in places like Waikiki, what used to be a very fun place to visit growing up, and then after a while it was like you didn't even want to go because it was just packed full of people, and it became a hassle to go to the places you once loved, you know? But I'm gonna keep all of these thoughts towards the end and just continue with what I wrote here. So, the last one I'll be covering is economy problems. So, the last thing I really wanted to go over was problems with the economy. While my family was never poor, we only had enough to stay afloat, and I am in no way trying to complain. I'm beyond thankful for the hard work my parents put into the family to keep us as happy as we could be. The good Lord sustained us as long as we needed it, until he put it on our hearts to move. Even if I wanted to stay, I couldn't even have the opportunity to live out on my own with no support. I would have to depend on someone or work beyond my limits just to survive, and then lose time to work on my projects. And as most of you know, they mean the world to me. So, on to the conclusions before my raw thoughts. Once I officially left the islands, I came to the conclusion that I'm sure lots of locals that have moved away came to as well. Hawaii is a mindset. The place I know and love is still in my heart, but with the way the economy is moving, it's becoming unrecognizable. The tropical climate is something I fell in love with, and it's definitely a place I hope to settle. But Oahu is no longer my option. Its culture has been run to the ground, turned into a huge tourist attraction that reaps of limits more than opportunities. And that's the last bit that I wrote here. Gosh, this looks a lot bigger than what I just said here. But those are all of my raw, strong opinions I have about all of it. And it does hurt me to say, because, well, okay, let me be honest here. A big portion of my life before I really converted to Christianity, I had a very hateful mindset of a lot of things, and living in Hawaii was one of them, which is not surprising. You know, when before most of us became Christian, I'm sure all of us had a hateful stance on a lot of things, including like the place around them and the beauty of the world, really. I used to hate living there. Like, I grew up with this hatred in my heart that was so forced. Let me be for real. It was really, really forced. I couldn't explain to you right now why I ever put up a front as to why I hated it. It's such a hard thing to explain, you know, especially because it's a place that I've always known, a place that I've lived my entire life. And it's a really hard thing to convey into words, to be completely honest. It's like this love-hate relationship, but not really, because you don't really hate it, but you also don't really love it. How do you even explain it? Let me say though, it is a lot more confusing, a lot more difficult to move from an island to a bigger place than it is from a small little village or town to just a bigger city or something. I do definitely believe that. I believe that it's a lot harder. And that's another reason why there's so many people still living in Hawaii, is because comfort is easy, and I really cannot blame people for wanting to stay in that comfort. That's what they want to do. That's what makes them happy. And if they found their foothold into the island and they know what they want and this is where they want to be, that's where they want to be. But for me, the reason why I'm saying that is because when I was younger, I always tried to force my view on everybody else, trying to convince people that like the island wasn't good, and like how could you want to live here? But I understand it now. Obviously, a big portion of it is just growing up, but I do believe that after I came to Christ, or Christ called me home, a lot of my perspectives changed, and I started to become a lot more soft towards everything, and made me realize that yeah, the island is beautiful, but I still do believe that I want to try different things. My stance, I believe that whoever has grown up in Hawaii, I really think that you should just go out and see the world for a little bit. Figure out what you want. Don't let the island limit you from what you want to do. Not to say that it really does, but it kind of does. If I'm being completely honest, it kind of does. Go out and see the world. I mean, if you end up coming back, you end up coming back. But that's kind of the big part of life, right? I mean, why limit yourself? Like, go out there and try different things and figure out what you want, what drives you, what's your passion. And I know it might seem silly to some people. It's like, oh, you're just talking about an island. This is somewhere that people end up growing up and dying there. There's no problem with that, but I do definitely believe that it's a place that people like to stay stagnant in. And I don't know if this is a word, but stagnancy, I don't know if that's a word, is a huge problem with Hawaii. It's a huge problem that I could not stand anymore. I had to get up, I had to go, and I had to just see the world. Another big reason why we moved here is because of land. You can get a lot more land up here than obviously, this is like a no crap Sherlock kind of thing, but we have a lot more opportunities with properties, with living, than we could ever really have back in Hawaii. Here is something that my parents have always wanted, and it's something that they've dreamed of, and it's really beautiful to see them living out their dream. Of course, it's a lot of work. I'm just thankful to be here. Up here, as difficult as everything had been, I feel like this move is definitely something that God wanted us to do for the longest time, especially with all the hurdles we had to jump over and all the difficult things we had to go through. They were definitely trials and tribulations that we were meant to go through. I believe that with my full heart. But yeah, I think that I really want to start covering these topics more often. I'm not sure what I would end up talking about, but I do want to talk about Hawaii a lot more on my channel because it is a big part of me. It's a huge part of me. And in the script, like I said, if I end up having kids, God willing, I would actually want to raise them on an island for a little bit, because that culture is like no other. It seriously is. I don't know. I don't know where God would lead me and my future spouse, and it's a place that obviously I tend to have a lot of influence off of, including the newer design that I'm thinking of for my model. I'm very excited for. It's something I'm embracing a lot more now, that I'm thankful to be embracing. And for a while I was kind of like, oh, well, now that I moved, I can't embrace something like that. It's like, are you serious? You grew up here. That's your home. That's always gonna be your home. You can always go back. You can always visit. You can always think about moving there in the future. There's no limit. The only thing that has been limiting me is me. I mean, obviously, other than like money, and you can always figure that out in the future. But so yeah, I did visit family back in the end of May. I came back just about a few weeks ago. I had a wonderful time. I don't know why I'm talking like this, guys. I sound so like somber and sad, but I had a wonderful time. I was there for my cousin's wedding, and I'm not sure if this niece's party, birthday party. Aunt status. I'm just kidding, guys. It was very bittersweet going back and kind of realizing, this is the official goodbye, because when we first had moved, we didn't have the chance to say goodbye to family. But in a way, it kind of made me more solidified about this video. I was planning to make this video for months now, ever since I moved here, but ever since I visited, I kind of got a better idea of really why I moved. And of course, don't get me wrong, every now and then, sometimes I'm like, am I regretting this decision? Sometimes I look back and I'm like, is this where I'm supposed to be? That's how life just throws those questions at you sometimes. Sometimes you think you're doing good, and then other times you're going through the hurdles, and sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake? And let me tell you, the enemy likes to whisper that in my ear a lot, but I know the answer to that. And ever since I visited, I got a better understanding of that answer. But anyway, I was saving this little mini vlog that I made for you guys. Unfortunately, I can't play the original audio that I have. I don't actually know when I'm gonna post the original audio. Maybe I'll do it on like my Instagram or maybe Discord. Go check out my server. But I made this little mini vlog. I'm just gonna have to put like no copyright music over it for you guys because I thought it would be a little fun. So here it is. I don't even know if I'm making this in the little mini vlog, but it's like 3:40 in the morning. Our flight is like at 7. The airport is an hour and a half away. This is ridiculous, bro. Yeah. It's right here. Oh crap. Me. Okay, I'm keeping that in then. It's sunrise. Finally on the second flight, yeah, that is that little mini vlog that I made over the course of about a week and a half, basically 2 weeks. I had a really wonderful time. But yeah, like I said, it solidified my decision, and I think my full mindset here is I'm glad I moved. There's a chance I might move back. There's a not to the original island I grew up in. There's a chance I might move to one of the islands. There's a chance that I won't. There's a chance that I'll visit again multiple times. Actually, there's not a chance. I will visit multiple times. I love my family. I'm gonna visit. I'm happy to be here. I am. I'm very happy to be here, to have the new opportunities of life, to try out different things. It's not to say that I had no opportunities on the island, but I feel like this kind of helped me open my eyes to more things that I could possibly do out here. You know, despite all the circumstances and difficulties we've been going through, I've been up in my word a lot more. I've been a lot more praying a lot more, up in just a lot more involved with my faith, and I'm just very, very thankful. That's only by God's grace that is possible. Anyway, I hope I wasn't too rambly or confusing in this video. I know that when I have partial scripts, I kind of get this in this weird mood where like I'm talking but I'm not ranting. I just hope it makes sense. I really, really hope that I ended up making sense throughout this video. I want it to be something that a lot of people that, you know, don't know anything about the islands can understand. Rambling aside, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think that's all I really wanted to cover. Let me know in the comments below if you have like any questions you want me to answer about Hawaii. I would be down, absolutely down to do stuff like that. I have a lot of exciting things coming soon, a lot of things in mind. That is gonna be it for today's talk video, I guess. I was gonna say episode. Episode of what? Thank you guys so much for listening / watching or whatever you may be doing. I hope you guys have been doing well. It's been a very, very hot summer, or for some people it's been cold. I know, it's crazy. This whole global warming bullcrap has been very weird, very bizarre. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here so I don't keep rambling on forever, because my outros are so bad. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this little informational video about why I ended up moving from Hawaii and my thoughts about it. Like, I don't know how to end a freaking video. Go read your Bible, twin. Love you guys. Bye.